CMMC registered professional with ICS data. In this video, we're taking a deep dive into two critical types of information that federal contractors must understand and protect: Controlled Unclassified Information, or CUI, and Federal Contract Information, or FCI. Let's start with Controlled Unclassified Information. CUI refers to information that, while not classified, still requires safeguarding due to laws, regulations, or government-wide policies. This could include technical data, privacy information, or sensitive business details. It's not just about keeping secrets. It's about protecting information that, if exposed, could harm national interests or violate compliance requirements. CUI isn't managed by a single agency. Instead, several entities play a role. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST, defines the security controls needed to protect CUI in NIST SP 800-171. The National Archives maintains the official CUI registry, which categorizes types of CUI and links them to specific regulations. Many of these categories are considered basic CUI, meaning the information requires protection but doesn't include specific handling instructions. With basic CUI, you apply NIST 800-171 controls. The registry also identifies Specified CUI, which has additional safeguards beyond NIST as determined by specific regulations. For example, the defense category of Controlled Technical Information, or CTI, is generally Specified CUI. Most specifications and technical drawings for military products that are not commercial off-the-shelf, or non-COTS, will require additional controls. Each federal agency is responsible for enforcing CUI handling requirements within its domain. And for the Department of Defense, CMMC, the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification, is the specific framework for contractors handling CUI. For the purpose of this training, our references to defense CUI definitions and controls refer specifically to CMMC Level 2. CMMC Level 2 is a prerequisite to Level 3, which includes additional controls that only apply to a limited number of contracts and will not be fully enforceable until after December of 2027. CUI must be clearly marked. Here's what to look for. There will be a CUI banner at the top and bottom of all pages of CUI documents. Some documents may contain portion marks, like the letter U in parentheses for unclassified portions, and CUI in parentheses to indicate controlled portions. This is optional, and unless it is specifically portioned, the entire document must be treated as CUI. The first page will indicate a CUI designation indicator block. This block includes: number 1, the controlling organization, which may be the DoD component, contracting company, or any other organization authorized to create CUI, and the specific office or division. For example, OUSD INS IAP refers to the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence and Security as the organization, and the division is the International Affairs Program. Number 2, the CUI category, which is spelled out or using the acronym as listed in the CUI registry along with its description, examples, authorities, and policies governing the information contained within the document. Number 3, Limited Dissemination Controls, or LDCs, which specify who can access the information. For example, you might see FedCon, or the distribution statement letter C, under LDCs, indicating the information is restricted to federal employees and contractors. Distribution Statement D is narrower in scope and restricts that CUI to the Department of Defense and US DoD contractors only. The absence of an LDC on a document means that anyone with an authorized, lawful government purpose is permitted to access the information, but does not imply or authorize public release. If you're unsure whether a portion of the document is subject to LDCs, you must contact the originator. This is the fourth item in the block labeled POC, or Point of Contact, which lists the creator's name and phone number. Let's look at some real-world examples of CUI you might encounter. Research and engineering data, such as specifications, standards, or analysis reports. Engineering drawings, including detailed designs of systems or components. Technical reports containing summaries of research findings or test results. Technical orders with instructions for maintaining or modifying equipment. Vulnerability assessments that evaluate weaknesses in infrastructure. Export control information, including data related to restricted technologies. Privacy data like PII or personally identifiable information. Or sensitive business information with non-public data that could be harmful if disclosed. Now, let's talk about Federal Contract Information, or FCI. This is information provided by or generated for the government under a contract. It's not classified, not CUI, but it's also not intended for public release. Contractors handling FCI must comply with 15 basic safeguarding requirements from Federal Acquisition Regulation, or FAR, Clause 52.204-21, titled Basic Safeguarding of Covered Contractor Information Systems. In the Defense Industrial Base, or DIB, FCI falls under CMMC Level 1. Examples of FCI include contract award documents containing basic contract terms, dates, and deliverables. Project schedules or timelines outlined in internal planning documents related to project fulfillment. Billing and invoicing information related to government agency orders. Employee assignments or labor categories that identify who is working on the contract and their roles. Internal communications about contract performance, such as emails or memos discussing progress or issues. Basic product or service descriptions of what is being provided under the contract. Non-sensitive procurement data, such as purchase orders or vendor lists used to fulfill the contract. Let's do a side-by-side comparison of FCI and CUI. The Federal Information Security Modernization Act, or FISMA, outlines information sensitivity levels. The information sensitivity level of FCI for the DoD is FISMA Low and falls under CMMC Level 1. This training involves CUI that falls under CMMC Level 2 and is considered FISMA Moderate. There are no FCI marking requirements, but controlled unclassified information must be marked as CUI. Examples of FCI include contract dates and billing information, and CUI examples include technical data and export controlled information. FCI requires basic protection to prevent public release. CUI, on the other hand, must be handled with strict controls and secure systems. It might seem safer to treat all information as CUI, but that's inefficient and costly. Overclassifying information can lead to unnecessary security burdens, increased compliance costs, and operational slowdowns. Instead, understand the distinctions, apply the correct controls, and ensure your team is trained to recognize and handle each type appropriately. I hope you now have a greater understanding of CUI and FCI. If your organization handles sensitive government information, ICS data can help you identify what needs protection, apply the right safeguards, and prepare for a successful CMMC audit. Let's protect what matters efficiently and effectively.